I've opened the file demo1.java in JGrasp. You'll notice at the beginning there is this word class and demo1. This name, demo1, is something that you can choose. I chose to call it demo1, and then it needs to be saved in a file by the same name. So demo1 has to live in the file called demo1.java. Within this class is a method called main, and we will see this in every class. We always have a method called main, and this is where our program starts executing. The beginning of main is this curly brace, and the end is the curly brace at the bottom, and there's also a matching curly brace for demo1. So within the class demo1 is this method called main. You'll notice here some words are in purple. These are words that come with the with Java, and you should not use them for anything else. So int is a type. num1 is a word that I have chosen, so I have called it num1. num1 is an int. An int means that it will take 32 bits in memory. So num1 is the name of a place that I am reserving in memory to hold an integer, and I've told it an integer because I put the word int before it. Here I say what I've done, and I put 2 slashes before these sentences. These are called comments, and anything that comes after these 2 slashes is not executed by the machine. It just ignores them. So this is there for us to read and is not really a part of the program. And here we have our first assignment, and what we are saying here is we are going to put this 5 into this place called num1. So num1 is a place in memory big enough to hold an int, and now we put a 5 in it. On this line we've done everything in one line. Here we took 2 lines. We took 1 line to declare and reserve space for num1, and then we took another line to assign a value into num1. Here we did it all together for num2. We've said, okay, we need space in memory to hold an int, and we're going to put 182 in there. And now we have some output. System.out.println is how we output something, and then whatever is in these parentheses afterwards is whatever we want to output. If we want to output a literal, meaning absolutely those words, we put them in quotations. So we will output here the numbers were, and we'll also output the word and. But in between those two things, we put the value of num1 and the value of num2. So we should be outputting here the numbers were 5 and 182. Let's just run this and make sure that happens. There's the running person. Click on this. There, the numbers were 5 and 182. Now here I put the quotes around the words the numbers were and the word and. I did not put quotes around num1 and num2. Let's see what happens if I do that. If I put quotes around here, let's just do the one of them and now run it. And I get the numbers were num1 and 182. So it literally outputs the word num1 and not the value of num1. If I want to put the value, I put its name and not the quotes. There, back to the numbers were 5 and 182. And the other thing is, I put a space after the were and a space on either side of the and. What happens if I don't put those spaces? Let me just take out the spaces on either side of the and see what happens. Now you see it output the 5, the value of num1, and then the word and with no space, and then the value of 182, the value of num2. So if I want spaces, I actually have to put the spaces in myself. The other thing is these plus signs, and we're used to adding things together in math. We add things together with plus signs. But when we have an output line here, that plus stands for concatenation. And that means first you output one thing, and then you output the next thing, etc. What happens if I miss that plus? I get an error message. So I need the plus that says, okay, I've output the numbers were, and now I need to output the value of num1, and then I need to output the word and then I need to output the value of num2. So while we're here, let's talk about system.out.println. Println means print something and then go down to the next line, because you will print the next thing you want on the next line, which I recognize is confusing. So let's try to output something else. So if I do this, then I can see I've got high on one line and by on one line. And the reason for that is I printed out the numbers were num1 and num2, and that was a print line which said after you finish printing here on the output, go down to the next line and be prepared then to print something on the next line. And so when I print the high, I print the high and then go down to the next line, and then I print the by and then go down to the next line, but actually I don't have anything else to print at the end. So whether I had my last thing a print or a print line makes no difference, because I didn't have anything after it. But if I changed this second one, now I've printed this and I've said print line, which means print and then go down to the next line. So I printed and went down to the next line. But then I have a print high followed by a print by. So it's just a print, meaning print and stay right where you are for the next thing. Do we know? Do we get that? Let's change this. Now I've got everything on the same line. Let's make the middle one a print line. What am I expecting? I'm expecting the numbers were 5 and 182, followed by the word high, but then after that I go down to the next line to write by. There you go. So try and get some practice in so that you understand the difference between print and print line, and so that you know how to output.